Hallo, guten Morgen alle, guten Tag, hello everyone. Ich heiße Hirsch Moria. Mein Name ist Hirsch Moria. Ich komme aus Indienisch und wohne in Deutschland, Bremen. I come from India and I live in Germany, Bremen right now. Und ich bin Deutschlehrer vielleicht seit 3 Jahren. I'm a German teacher since last 3 years und heute lernen wir über A1. And today we'll learn about A1.1 or we can say A1 in Deutschland in Germany, we have the syllabus like A1.1 and A1.2. But in India, we have all total like A1. So we will have a look on everything. Was ist das? Und was ist in diesem ganzen TV? What is in the whole syllabus out there, right? Aber zuerst, was machen wir heute? But first of all, let's have a look what we are going to do today in our today's class, what I'm going to teach you. So first of all, we have the first content, that is the syllabus content. I'll explain you about the whole syllabus, what are the important topics out there, and what we are going to see in our A1.1. Remember, mark my words, it's A1.1, not the whole A1, A1.1, right? And then further on, I will tell you the quick introduction. Wie kann man sich vorstellen? How one can introduce oneself in any particular scenario. I personally believe this is one of the most important segment which you need to know very particularly. Afterwards, then we are the Begrüßungen. Afterwards, we will have a look on the greetings, the normal German greetings, and also I will have a very quick look on some of the greetings of some particular regions. Like we have different greetings in Bayern, we have different greetings in the segment of Austrian regions, and we have different greetings, some different greetings in North Germany, like where I live personally. So yeah, so whenever our A1.1 syllabus starts, we begin up with a segment of grammar. We particularly, first of all, focus on the for the first 4 5 days for grammar stuff. Okay, what we need to know already. Basically, I have this opinion. I might be wrong, but whatever, according to my experience, I would say before opening the books, it's always good to first of all. Uh, Look into the grammar, the basic grammar, so that you know the reason behind all the questions in your books, in your A1.1 books, right? And just for a very quick information, people who are living in Germany in our classes, I'll be providing you the PDF of the A1, A2, B1, B2 books every time whenever you need. I know it's illegal in Germany to download those books and it's very difficult to get those books, but don't worry, no worries for that. I'll be providing you all these books, right? So yeah, so first of all, we start our syllabus, A1 syllabus with the grammar for the first week, and then we move to the book segment. And as soon as we open the books, we have a lot of things. I teach you with my worksheets, with my notes, with your Netzwerk book, and I'll give you homework and vocabulary, everything. The session are going to be a lot of fun. When activities come up in starting, we play games also. And if you are in Germany, I might meet you and we will have a quick word about our syllabus and everything. We will have fun in the syllabus, right? Then, moreover, in the segment of grammar, in our books of A1.1, we have the Satzstruktur. The Satzstruktur, das bedeutet, that means that is the sentence structure. We will see that, okay, the sentence structure of German, it varies from English. You cannot basically use the same verb placement or the subject placement as you do in English. It is very different in German. So we'll have a very quick look when we start our syllabus particularly, right? And then in our A1.1, this is one of the most important segment. If you come from the countries in the Asian countries, pronunciation plays a very, very big role. You need to pronounce them. I have seen people in Germany, they're struggling. They know good level, they can speak good, but their pronunciation is not very well. Yeah. So I believe that if I tell you the right pronunciation from the very first day onwards, so it will be best for you. The third segment is the Zahlen, the countings. That is again important. You might have visited, if some of you are already living in Germany, you know how important the numbers are for you. Then the fourth, it's a quite grammatical side, that is possessive articles. So we'll see up there what are the possessive article. Fifth segment is imperative. In imperative, we learn how to give command to someone. I believe this is one of the underrated topics in German. Why? Because it is not so discussed so often in the books, right? So we need to know about this very, very carefully, because for example, you're talking to your friend, right? Then what happens? You say, no, okay, come here, go there. At that particular time, you will never say that, okay, are you going to come? No, you will say, come here. He is your friend, man. So we will learn about this structure also. Moreover, we have a very new topic, that is case system, that might be difficult for some people. No worries, I got you. That's my headache, how to deal with this topic. So that's completely my headache, how to teach you, how to make you do, and how to make you learn everything. It's a very easy topic. It's just you need to remember some verbs and other will be different, right? So this is something very different from English. You don't have anything like this in English, right? And then we have modal verbs. We had modal verbs in English also. We will see them in German also. A very quick tip, a very small tip for you. I will give you a tip also here. Whenever you learn any language, whenever you learn any language, never compare. And if you're doing that, stop comparing. Stop comparing. Please stop comparing two languages. If you think the structure which you are using in English will be same in German, you are very wrong. It is impossible. It is impossible to have same structures in any language. Structures vary and the structure will vary always. So stop comparing, learn the German rules and try to implement the words, the vocabulary and those grammar rules that will be best for you, right? So let's begin further with the introduction segment. Let's understand how to introduce ourselves in German, right? Okay, so let's see this. Okay, so wir haben so, we have this thing like that. Das ist die Vorstellung. Die Vorstellung bedeutet, okay, I will be using the word bedeutet again and again. I'm habitual to this, that's why while teaching. So this bedeuten is the infinitive form. Bedeuten means to mean. Yeah, bedeuten means to mean. I use the conjugated form, that is bedeutet. That is basically bedeutet, means. So when I say Vorstellung bedeutet introduction, that means Vorstellung means introduction, right? So Vorstellung, the Vorstellung, that is the introduction. And don't think so much about this the. What is this the? In German, we have a thing called articles. Every word have articles. Whenever I'll teach you the segment of grammar, I will start with this thing only. So don't worry about that. Currently, just focus on learning this whole sentence, right? Don't If you don't know German, don't put a lot of your mind on the grammatical side, that why this is like. No, currently just try to learn everything. Just try to mug up, right? This is important for you. Okay, so if you want to say to someone that introduce yourself, so you got these two options. You can just simply say stellen Sie sich vor, and or you can say stell dich vor. If you are going to put this in a formal way, then say stellen Sie sich vor or stell dich vor. Okay, now please repeat this thing behind me. Stellen Sie sich vor. Stell dich vor. Yeah, once again, stellen Sie sich vor. Stell dich vor. This one, the first one, that is for the formal, and the next one, that is for the informal. And if you're assuming, so basically, this is the verb which we are using, that is vorstellen. Vorstellen bedeutet, vorstellen means to introduce. Vorstellen means to introduce. What is happening in the sentence? The verb are getting separated. Why I have put that line? I will answer you everything in the grammar classes. Currently, we are just doing the introduction, right? Okay. So, and the next thing that comes up, that is what things we should put up in introduction. Many people have this doubt. What should I say? So whenever you are introducing yourself, the simplest and the best thing to be told, that is your name, der Name, das Alter, the age, der Wohnort, the city, where are you living and where do you come from. The next is der Beruf. Der Beruf bedeutet, that is the profession. Die Sprache, that is language. Das Hobby, that is the hobby. The hobbies, that is the hobbies. You might be assuming what are these words which I have written in red pen, small letters. These are basically the articles, right? You need not to focus a lot on this right now. I'll let you know about all these things, what are the articles and all that things in the grammar classes itself. So right now, no worries for that, okay? So yeah, once again, just please repeat the word behind me for the sake of pronunciation. Your pronunciation must be perfect from the day one onwards, right? So you have Nama, Nama, that is the name. You say the word Nama, alter, Wohnort, Beruf, Sprache, Hobby oder Hobbys. Once again, Name, Alter, Wohnort, Beruf, Sprache, Hobby, Hobbies, right? The next thing comes up, the name segment, right? So you have, simply think of it, you have many ways, and whenever you ask someone the name, you got two options. Either you will ask in the formal way, or you will ask in an informal way, right? Either you will go in the formal way or in the informal way. So if you say like this, wie heißen Sie, wie heißen Sie, that is the formal way. Remember, basically, I'll tell you, for you have two words. One is Z and other one is du, right? In English, we have you, but in German, we have Z and du. Z we use for addressing the people in a formal way, and do we use to address the people in an informal way, right? So, for example, if I'm talking to my boss, I would address him with Z form, and if I'm talking to my friend, I would address him with do form. There's always a myth. Basically, in Hindi, we have aap and tum. It's wrong. Remember, Z and do has no connection with aap and tum. Aap and tum we use for respect in Hindi, but Z and do, they have no connection with the respect segment. We have only one thing, that is basically uh, Z we use for formal people and do we use for informal segment, right? So yeah. So for example, if you want to ask someone his or her name, you can ask wie heißen Sie or wie heißt du, right? And other way around, you can also ask wie ist Ihr Name? Ihr Name, that would be the formal way, right? And or we can say wie ist dein Name if you want to go in an informal way. You remember I told you in the syllabus segment that I'll teach you about possessive articles. These are possessive articles. So this is what we do when we have the grammar classes in the before starting our A1.1 batch. So this will tell you already that why this ear thine is there. So you don't need to learn everything. You will automatically understand, okay, why ear and why thine is there. So these two ways you can ask. Or for example, let's assume a situation that you are sleeping and suddenly a person enters in your house. Then you will ask the person, wie heißen Sie? What is your name? No, you'll be shocked, and immediately you will ask, who are you? Right? In those situations, you can just simply put up wer bist du or wer sind Sie. Yeah, it's a funny thing. Like a thief comes up, you will never ask, okay, what is your name? Or what you will say? You will simply say, oh, okay, man, who are you? So then in these kind of situations, you can just simply put up wer bist du oder wer sind Sie. Now comes up the thing. Okay, one more thing, this point to mention that F stands for Frage, that is a question, and A stands for Antwort, these are the answers. So for replying, you can say, Ich heiße this. For example, Ich heiße Hirsch. Or you can say, Mein Name ist Hirsch. Or you can also say, Ich bin Hirsch. Right? So it is completely your choice. And there's nothing like that, okay, what should I prefer? No need to prefer anything. You will always say whatever you want to say, you can use. Either you can go for ich heiße, mein Name ist, or ich bin, right? So there's nothing about that which sounds more fancy. No, nothing sound, everything is okay. And if you are going for the particularly the first name or the surname, then you can go for Vorname. Vorname bedeutet the first name, and Nachname bedeutet the surname, right? Is that thing clear, everyone? Yeah. Okay. Then further, remember the special thing that whenever we take any personal information from anyone, instead of using was, we use we. Yeah. Actually, Indian, if I say was means what, but we means how, it's just whenever we take any personal information, we are going to use we instead of using was. The best example I can show you for this, that is this one. We heißen Sie. Whenever you are taking any personal information, remember you're going to use we instead of using was, right? Perfect. I believe now you know how to ask and how to tell your name in German. The next point comes up about the age. For asking, again, you got some options. For informal segment, you can say wie alt bist du, or you can say, and for formal segment, you can say wie alt sind Sie, right? And if you want to say the same or ask the same question in another way, you can also ask like this: Wie ist dein Alter? What is your age? Or wie ist Ihr Alter? Ihr we will use for formal situations, dein you will use for informal situation. And for replying, you can say, Ich bin dash Jahre alt or mein Alter ist das. Yeah, it's quite simple. Okay, I hope you understood the segment of age also. Yeah. And then the next is about das Land, der Wohnort, die Stadt. Land bedeutet country. Wohnort bedeutet place of living. Stadt bedeutet city. Just quickly, once repeat the words behind me. Land, Wohnort, Stadt. Another segment, these two words plays a very big role. That is woher und wo. Woher bedeutet from where, wo bedeutet where. So for example, if you say, if you want to ask someone that where do you come from, you can just simply say, woher kommst du? Again, now you guys will tell and you will automatically know. Do we use for? Do we use for informal situations, and Sie we use for formal situations. Yeah, so informal you can say woher kommst du, das bedeutet, that means where do you come from, and woher kommen Sie, that also means where do you come from. It's just about formal and informal, right? And for replying you can say Ich komme aus Indien. For example, I come from India. I would say Ich komme aus Indien. And if you want to mention your state, like I come from this city or this state, then you can say Ich komme aus Indien, aus Himachal, aus Delhi, whatever. For example, for me, Ich komme aus Indien, aus Himachal. So yeah, we can put up like this, right? And where you are living currently, you can mention, if you want to ask someone where you're living currently, you can say, wo wohnst du oder wo wohnen Sie? And the reply would be, ich wohne in Neu-Delhi, or where, for example, ich wohne in Bremen, Deutschland. Currently, I'm living in Bremen, Germany. So I would say, ich wohne in Bremen, Deutschland. Yeah, so that is completely on your own how you want to mention. Right? So, two statements you can say, ich komme aus Indien und ich wohne in Bremen. And in the combined statement, you can simply, like, no need to ask separately. You can simply ask in a combined statement also, or a combined question that says, woher kommen Sie und wo wohnen Sie? You can say, ich komme aus Indien und wohne in Bremen oder Neu-Delhi or anywhere you want to mention, right? Okay, perfect. Then the next segment comes about Behoof. Der Behoof bedeutet profession, how to ask someone professions. So you can say, was bist du von Behoof? If you want to ask in an informal way, you can say, was bist du von Behoof? An informal way, you can go for, was sind Sie von Behoof? Yeah. For example, if I am saying, so I would say, ich bin Lehrer von Behoof. I am a teacher by profession, right? And one more thing, a point to be noted. Remember, in English, we say, I am a teacher, I am a student, I am a doctor, something like that. But in German, we need not to say that, right? We can just simply say uh, Lehrer oder student. No need to mention einer. In German, we don't mention it. While telling our own profession, we don't mention einer with that. We just simply say, ich bin Lehrer von Beruf, right? So yeah. So there are some couple of more things, that is like Lehrer, that is teacher, student, actually one more thing. In professional segments in German, we have two words, like you have we have separate word for male and separate word for female, right? So Lehrer, that is the teacher, Lehrerin, that is the female teacher. Student, the male student, Studentin, the female student. Arts, the doctor, the male doctor, Ärztin, the female doctor. Similarly, Schauspieler, the actor, Schauspielerin, that is the actress. Ingenieur, that is engineer. The female engineer would be Ingenieurin. Yeah. And if you're not doing anything, never ever mention like this today, I don't do anything. Simply say, Ich bin Student. You're always a student, right? Okay, then the next segment, that is the Sprache. Okay, remember the pronunciation of this word, Sprache or Sprachen. Sprache is the language, Sprachen is the plural form, that is languages, right? So when you want to ask someone, how many languages do you speak? You can say, Welche Sprachen sprechen Sie? Remember the pronunciation of these two words. This one, Sprachen and Sprechen. Sprachen, khan wala sound, that is particularly language. Sprechen wala sound, that is to speak. This is a verb and this is a noun. So, welche Sprachen sprechen Sie? Which languages do you speak? And similarly, if you want to frame the same question in an informal way, you can just simply say, Welche Sprachen sprichst du? That means which languages you speak. The same question, it's the differences of the formal and the informal situation, right? So on another way around, you can also ask like this, that wie viele Sprachen sprechen Sie? How many languages do you speak? Und wie viele Sprachen sprichst du? Or how many languages do you speak? Again, the same thing. It's just the way of asking is different, right? So for the reply, you can say, Ich spreche drei Sprachen. I speak three languages, English, Hindi, and for you people, for you guys, you can say, ein bisschen Deutsch. I know English, Hindi, and a little bit German, right? Or you can simply say, ich spreche English, Hindi und ein bisschen Deutsch. Yeah. So I believe the segment of language is also clear. Last thing comes up, that is basically the hobbies, right? Hobbies. So you can have many questions on hobbies. You can ask, was sind deine oder ihre Hobbys? What are your hobbies, right? Welche Hobbys hast du oder haben sie? Which hobbies do you have? If you want to say, if you asking in an informal situation, then go for hast du. And if you're asking in an informal situation, then go for haben sie. And the last one you can put up, that is wie viele Hobbys hast du oder haben sie? Again, the same thing. It's okay. This is welche Hobbies are there, right? Okay, so you can mention for your hobbies. If you have multiple hobbies, then you will use this statement. Meine Hobbys sind, right? For multiple hobbies, you will use meine Hobbys sind. For example, meine Hobbys sind tanzen, kochen und lesen, right? And if you have one single hobby, then you will mention mein Hobby ist, like my hobby is, and my hobbies are, right? So mein Hobby ist Fußball spielen, yeah. So I believe now you can write your own introduction. So I would like to give you a small task over there. You have to write down now your own introduction right now. So you're watching the video, right? Just pause the video and focus and just quickly write down the whole introduction right now. Example I can give you, for example, if I introduce myself, I would say, ich heiße Hirsch, ich komme aus Indien und wohne jetzt in Deutschland, Bremen. Ich bin 23 Jahre alt. Ich bin Lehrer von Beruf. Ich spreche 4 Sprachen, Englisch, Hindi, Deutsch und ein bisschen Französisch. Ich habe nur 2 Hobbys. Ich mag Buch lesen und reisen. Yeah, so these things you can mention in your Vorstellung, right? Okay, now let's come to the last segment of our class today. That is particularly about the greetings, how to greet someone, right? We can go for these things. For example, the first word that we have, that is Grußformel. Grußformel stands for salutation, and Begrüßung stands for the greeting, right? So you can say hello, that's for hello. Guten Morgen, see the sound of morgen, it extends suddenly in between morgen, right? So guten Guten Morgen, that's basically good morning. Guten Tag is good afternoon. Guten Abend. Guten Abend is good evening. Gute Nacht is basically good night. And if you want to say goodbye in a formal situation, you can say Auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen, right? Remember, Germans don't pronounce R very properly. Auf wieder nahi, auf Wiedersehen. And then we have tschüss and the informal bye, or you can even say ciao. And we have bis bald. For example, I want to say someone that, okay, I'll see you soon, or in this manner, you can say bis bald. And if you know that you're going to see the other person tomorrow, then you can say bis morgen. And if you want to say goodbye on the call, you can go for auf Wiederhören. That means like score, like hear you again, right? So once again, focus on the pronunciation. Hallo, guten Morgen, guten Tag. Repeat after me. Guten Abend, gute Nacht, auf Wiedersehen, tschüss, bis bald, bis morgen, auf Wiederhören. And one point to be noted, if you have observed, there are two words but having different meanings. This is the point. The morgen with the capital M, that stands for morning, and the M with the small, the morgen with the small M, that stands for tomorrow. You know why? Because in German, the nouns have first letter capital. Morning is a noun, so it is having the first letter capital, right? And morgen, like tomorrow, is an adjective. That's why the first letter is small, right? And then further, we have the easy ones, that is say, ja, that's yes, nein, that is no, richtig, that is right, falsch, that is wrong, danke, danke stands for thank you, vielen Dank is many thanks. Then further on, we have this good greetings also. Dankeschön, Dankeschön stands for thank you very much. Herzlichen Dank, that is thank you very much. Like when you say in the depth of the heart, I want to thank you. In those situations, you can say Herzlichen Dank. And if you want to say just welcome or please, you will just simply say better. Remember, don't use the word willkommen. Willkommen we use when we welcome someone, right? Better we simply use for saying thank you or welcome. And then we have most welcome. For that one, you can say bitteschön, right? Once again, just repeat behind me. Dankeschön, herzlichen Dank, bitte, bitteschön. Yeah. Then these greetings, they are something special. I believe you must know this. These are difficult ones. Many people, they don't teach that. I prefer teaching these in the starting of the syllabus because they are very good. I personally, I feel a bit impressed after hearing this. So yeah. So if you want to say same to you, you can say gleichfalls. Gleichfalls, same to you. Nothing to thank about, that is nichts zu danken. If you want to say goodbye, like see you then, whenever in life, you can say bis dann. If you want to say my pleasure, you can say gern geschehen. And if you want to say have a nice day, then you will say schönen Tag. And if you want to say have a nice weekend, then you will say schönes Wochenende. You might have a very quick question, why schönen and why schönes? This I'll answer you in A2.1 fourth chapter when the topic of adjective ending will come, right? Okay, a very quick look on the pronunciation once again. Repeat the words behind me. Gleichfalls, nicht zu danken, bis dann, gern geschehen, schönen Tag, schönes Wochenende. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the session and everything was okay. This is how we continue our classes. I have a specific pattern of teaching. Whenever I'll full-fledged, I'll be teaching you whenever full-fledged. So I have a specific pattern. I'll start my classes with our homeworks, which we will have daily. Then I'll open your notebooks and we will discuss some grammar stuffs, whatever we are having in our in particular chapter. In every chapter, you have some grammar. And then we will open our course book in which you have um, you have texts or some questions. We will implement that particular grammar we will see the implementation of that particular grammar topic, whatever we have done on that particular day in the course book, right? And then we will further on proceed with some activity. I have like this. I give you vocabulary, like 10 vocab per day to learn. So we will be learn. I will be asking you the vocabulary out there. And then I have one thing that I do hearing daily, because the more you listen, the better you speak. So we will be ending our classes with this activities of hearing, of listening tasks, and of asking the vocabulary. And then again, I'll give you the homework, right? And then moreover, as soon as you are done with the A1.1, or at the end of A1.1, you will be able to write. So after that, I'll be deciding 2 days in a week. One day, like not the entire day, but maybe on Fridays or somewhere, we'll be doing expression, the speaking task, right? I will, for example, two people, I'll assign two people. One will become the customer, other will become the waiter. So you have to have a word with each other in German. I will give you scenarios and you will be speaking on that. And the writing task, I will tell you, you will drop me on my email. I'll check and revert you the same email with all the corrections out there, right? This will be there. Okay, if you want to enroll with us for the batches in everywhere, so whatever method you have been contacted, you will be contacted or dropped. For example, if you have registered us with the email, you will get the message in the email or on the mobile number, or you will get the information about the new batches of any level A1, B1, A2, B2, whatever it is. You will get all the messages on every notifications on our website also, or by the email or by the phone call, whatever you prefer. You will be provided, there will be a number or a phone number, website, even mine or the person who is handling team. So you will just contact the person and you will get the access of the batch and everything will be good, right? Okay, I hope to see you again in the future in the live classes and teach you in the best way possible. I hope live session. Dann sehen wir uns wieder bald. Then we'll see you again once soon. Yeah. Tschüss, danke, auf Wiedersehen. Bis dann.